Hey guys, very first thing we're going to do tonight is we're just going to grab a piece of wood. This happens to be a 6x6 piece of pine. I'm going to move these off to the side. And I'm going to base coat this black. Now normally I would have done this previously, but I didn't. So I'm going to put some black paint on this. I'm just going to grab a brush and we're going to base coat this little block black. And we're going to spatter me with paint. Where else is this going to go? Let's set this here. I'm going to quickly grab a sanding block and just buff this off. And I'm going to, I think we're going to do our giraffe on this one. And I'm just going to kind of make a couple little dots. I'm going to make these a little bigger, and then you'll be able to see the spreading a little more. Hang on. I'm going to dry this. Start with our giraffe here, okay? So I'm going to first fill in, make sure it's kind of straight. And I've just changed my mind. I'm going to move him over here. I'm going to make him over here, and I'm going to put my words here. As I look at it, I want to see my words first, and then my giraffe. I'm going to fill him in with this light ivory color. So I'm going to lift this up, and we have this outline of the giraffe. And I'm going to do kind of his face in this dark gray color. Tapping it off. And I'm going to kind of fill in his face area, hooves as well. This happens to be orange flame. Look at the pink first. I come here and I'm going to do some of these pink here, some of these pink here. I'm going to go into the orange here, pick up some of this fun green color. I'm offloading it, and I'm going to pick up a little here. And I'm going to go into the blue that I had. And my blue is a little metallic-y. A little white on this same brush. So let's see what our giraffe looks like. He's a very colorful giraffe. Stand tall and rise above. I'm just going to come under here. And there we have the rise up. Grab that piece I did that was black. Right? Okay. So I'm going to grab the little elephant from our basic set. I want this to be pretty light, and we're going to swirl this on here. So this is what that looks like for with our first level. I'm smiling still, I'm smiling. Okay, so now on your basic set, you got to turn it upside down, and you're going to use these lines to line it back up. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. That's all I'm going to say. It's all good. So I'm using those lines to line everything else back up the best that I can. And we're going to fill in the details with this brighter gold. You need to ground them a little bit. And you've got kind of that regal looking issues. Okay, so let's set him off to the side with that one. What I have next is an old piece of scrapbook paper. I mean, this goes back to EK Success days, but I think you could do this with something similar. I'm going to get rid of the edge of this. And I liked it because it reminded me, this paper reminds me kind of the colors that you see in those sunsets. So I'm going to put this on the edge. Let's grab our black. So smart. Thank you. Okay, so I've lined him up. I've used those etching lines to line him up. Well, I did line him up, and now I've moved him again. Hooves in black. We'll pick up our white now. Black. So we're just going to try to do these stripes, okay? I'm going to take a small little, this is just my stylus. I'm going to dab it into my white. And give him a little dot. Just send it there. And so we've got our zebra. And then we're going to use the words, and they don't have to be exactly. I'm going to move them over here to make sure he's lined up at the bottom. And I do think black is going to be our best choice for the words on this as well. Born to stand out, and you've got the fun little zebra on there that we did black with white stripes instead of white with black stripes. And where else we have? 10 minutes. So I have one more little board here. What could we do with this guy? And I'm going to grab some an orange and a good yellow, or a golden color. Let's see if we've got golden yellow. I think colors like that. So kind of think of a sunrise. So I'm going to start with this little golden color. This is sunset gold at the top. And I'm going to blend those two together. I think at the very top here, we're going to lighten up a little more with just a touch of white. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this guy, we are going to use the words. I'm going to use a I'm going to think of him more as a silhouette. So I'm not able to go just straight black because I wouldn't see that, right? So let's go with, I'm going to do his base in a black metallic. The black metallic is a little more of a gray black. So let me get him on here. So this is a good spot. I'm going to lift him up. So that's my outline of my elephant. I'm going to just hit that just super quick, I think, to make sure he's good and dry first. And then we will line up using the etching. And then I'm going to use that same brush, but I'm going to go into regular black paint. So you've got more of a little more of a silhouette of him. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use our words, and I'm going to line this up. I'm going to go into my straight black again. And I am going to use these leaves, do very lightly. From there, let's do one coming up this way, down here. And then I think what we will do is we will first pull a little bit of ground underneath our elephant, and I'm going to go back to the metallic color and just use a scruffy little brush, and I'm going to pull a little bit of the metallic off to the sides. I'll probably paint those edges metallic as well. And we are about ready to see. All right, let's do a quick little recap here. We were a hot mess express tonight. And we have, there is a great strength and kindness, and we kind of did him as a little bit of more of a silhouette. Then on the same elephant side of life, hang on. We did him in the gold on a matte black surface, and just did two different golds. It's a kind of a fun little bit on that. I actually really like our little elephant. He looks pretty cool. And then we have the Born to Stand Out with our zebra, and we did this on some scrapbook paper. And last but not least, Stand Tall and Rise Above with our colorful giraffe. So those are the projects we used tonight on the stencil of them with the Stencil of the Month Club for June. Now, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you spending part of your Thursday evening with me, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you soon. Cheers.